Sifu, my game of the year from 2022, has just seen the last of his big scheduled updates. Starting with the difficulty selection update back in the summer, continuing through the cheats and modifiers and all the cosmetics, we've finally arrived at the big arena mode update. And I, under the mayo, one of Sifu's biggest champions and probably its biggest critic, am here to report that this update is excellent. It doesn't deliver everything I think the game needs, but everything else it delivers is wonderful. For a year now, in my official review, in every update video, I've been screaming about how this game needs a proper training mode that explains the stun mechanic and guides you into the combo plus throw system. For a year, I've felt like it was falling on deaf ears. But you know what? It finally happened. Not only do we now have a real training mode, but it's literally exactly what I've been asking for, and it even goes beyond that. Players now have access to a series of tutorials that explain the structure bar and how different kinds of blocking work. They guide you through examples of how you can follow up parries, they ask you to perform crucial special inputs like palm strike and sweep, and actually make you use them in a series, after using regular attacks, showing that they connect. And several examples of using sweep. This is great stuff. But they don't explain everything. Like I requested, they do not show you that palm strike or sweep inputted backwards actually result in different animations. That's an exciting thing for players to discover on their own. They show you that ducking under attacks and then punishing puts enemies into a stun state that allows for a combo follow-up. They ask you to use different combos. They actually get you to do combos in stun states that end in directional throws. It's incredible. Slow clap, I know that some of you are listening to me right now. Thank you. Seriously, thank you so fucking much. Because this update makes your game, a game I love intensely, something I can now confidently recommend to anyone that I think might like it. I don't have to qualify a recommendation with a suggestion to watch a YouTube video explaining the game. You've provided the tools for people to understand what the hell is going on, and you've done it excellently. And you've made it optional, which is cool. Players don't have to go through this training mode if they just want to figure everything out. But if someone is struggling because they simply don't understand what they're doing wrong, you've given them a great way to learn. You did good, Slow Clap, you did good. If I were to express any issue at all with this training mode, it would be the order of stages. I feel like the avoid mechanic is far more important to this game's identity than the parry deflect mechanic, and it should have been introduced first. But that's a small complaint. Actually, I want to say this tutorial got me into using deflect more, because I normally just go for avoids. Now I'm incorporating deflect a little more in my playstyle, so this training mode can even help someone who's already experienced at the game. But that's not everything. Another huge part of this update is the revamping of several skills that were underused by knowledgeable players. Duck Strike now has increased damage, less startup, and grants better follow-ups. Chasing Strikes, one of my favorite moves, will now not get randomly blocked by enemies if the first punch lands. There's increased hit stun on the final hit and less recovery, which seems to grant a free sweep at the end. Invert Throw now grants full invincibility during the animation, which is huge. There's less recovery time, and there's better follow-ups. Hook Intercept, a really cool technical move, now does additional structure damage, and you take less damage if you're hit during the animation. Turnaround Duck Strike and Turnaround Hook Intercept now have resilience during the animation, so they can't be interrupted, but you're not invincible, you will take damage. And in a very cool change, you can now connect Chasing Strikes or Chasing Trip Kick from the 1-1-2 combo. The last hit pushes them away like a palm strike, so it always felt like a push follow-up should work, but it never did. Now you can do it, and I think that's going to be really useful to beginners learning these skills. The big changes keep on coming. All weapon focus attacks are reduced to 1 focus bar cost. Now you can actually use them and not feel bad about it. Double Palm Focus has increased damage when splatting against a wall and does additional damage on collateral targets. Strong Sweep Focus has increased knockdown duration, so you can take an enemy off the board longer. And what? Are you kidding me? They buffed Vertical Strikes? They buffed my favorite focus attack that leaves enemies stunned for like a year? The second hit does more damage. Okay, I mean, fine. If you want to buff this insanely powerful focus attack, go ahead, I guess. Let's talk arena mode. What can I say? It's excellent. 9 maps, some are all new designs, some are themed on campaign levels. 5 challenges per level, 45 challenges in total. Every challenge has 3 ranks depending on time finished or age finished or other factors. Challenges apply modifiers like double damage, no healing, slow motion, no blocking, limited focus bar, all kinds of stuff. Several challenges are themed after famous martial arts films. The ones that really stick out are Kill Bill, where you're actually wearing the bride's outfit and carrying a sword. The challenge is called Crazy 87, and the one that everyone's gonna love is the I Know Kung Fu challenge, where you are told that you are the one. In the rain against waves of bald Agent Smiths wearing Neo's coat, blocking in slow motion. What an absolute treat. I guess I should specify that this is a combination of The Matrix Reloaded and The Matrix Revolutions. I feel like I shouldn't have to, but those movies are 20 years old at this point. The variety of locations is one of the best parts of Arena Mode. I love the neon lights of the club and all the glowing enemies, and I've always wanted to be able to push enemies off a skyscraper. So satisfying. My favorite so far is the level themed on The Raid. I hope you've all seen The Raid. It's a great martial arts action movie where a police team has to go up a building floor by floor, taking down criminals to get to their boss at the top. The first mission in this level actually has you in the police armor from the movie. Beautiful. But the best part about this level is actually the camera. Can you believe it? Me praising the camera of Sifu. Well, it's because they use fixed angles. The camera follows you and frames the action like a movie, or like an older 3D action game like Ninja Gaiden. And I can't express to you how much better the combat feels like this. Every fight is framed nicely, I can see everything around me, I'm not getting blocked by textures, and the camera isn't freaking out when I get close to a wall. I can just play, and it's glorious. What I wouldn't give for an entire game of Sifu to be done with this camera. Maybe in another update, huh? Come on, Slow Clap. So you'll notice a lot of new enemies, but they aren't really new. There's just a lot more cosmetic variety to them. And they mix and match attacks now, so you'll be getting hit with new variations of attack strings and even some brand new attacks added to the game. However, some of you may not be able to stomach playing this mode, because I do have to warn you, there are black people in the game now. Yes, Sifu has gone full SJW woke and put 2 black people in a Chinese beat-em-up. So if you're upset by this, I recommend you stay far away from the update. Hashtag Sifu so woke. Okay, joking aside, Arena Mode is really good. I haven't beaten it yet, but what I've seen has been excellent, and it makes Sifu the complete experience it really should have been when it came out. They've also added new cheats and modifiers like they do every update. And yeah, they're fine. You have avoids that do damage, you can get free takedowns at any time, that's cool, and you can buff enemies to not drop their weapons or do more damage with weapons. But I'm really interested in this modifier that makes enemies not take damage until they've received environmental damage first. So you gotta hit them with an item or push them into a wall or use falling damage before you can actually hurt them. That sounds brutal and could lead to some really interesting tactical changes. I like it. But the real star of these additions is the moveset change menu. You can now swap out 8 of your attacks for enemy or boss attacks, and each one has 2 options. That's 16 new attacks you can use. Swap out your sweep for a gangster's horizontal jump kick. Swap out palm strike for a disciple's advancing thrust palm. Swap out snap kick for the tornado kick from the flash kick girls. Duck strike can turn into Kuroki's unblockable bounce kick. This stuff is crazy. Now there are whole new ways to play Sifu. So much replay value has been added with this update. Wow, what a great update. Seriously. I'm still waiting on the ability to cycle focus targets and fixes to the camera, but I can't pretend that I'm not incredibly happy. Slow Clap doesn't get a slow clap from me anymore, they get a standing ovation. Sifu is now the game it was always supposed to be, and more. And it's now on Steam, so you don't have to deal with the crappy Epic Store anymore. It's also not a PlayStation exclusive anymore, so you can grab it on Xbox. And you should. Everyone should be playing Sifu. Thanks for watching this video. I'll be back soon with my RE4 remake review.